Hello and welcome back. I am Damien with Project Omnia, and today I'm here to watch and react to Attack on Titan, Season 4, Episode 5. So, last time, 2 weeks ago, long way, we had the festival, some planning for the upcoming Attack on Paradise. You'll learn that the Tiber family, and in particular Willie right now, who's the head of it, are really like the shadow government, the puppeteers behind the scenes of the nation of Marley. Um, you also you get a fair amount of characterization for a bunch of other people. Like McGath, you learn isn't necessarily as terrible as you might think he is when you're first introduced to him. Um, Willie is definitely very silver tongued, right? You know, who knows what he's doing when it comes to talking to people. Um, but then, we had the end credits scene where Falco led Reiner to Eren. Obviously, again, as you all know, I'm a manga reader. I knew that was coming. I was super excited for it. And I'm really excited for this episode. Even though I know what's coming, like, I kind of read the manga. At the time I read it, I was a moderator for a specific YouTube reaction channel. And so at the time when I read it, it's not that I didn't want to read it. It's that, again, like I said, I prefer the anime medium. But since I was a moderator for a channel, I needed to be able to help keep him spoiler free. So I dove into the manga. And ever since then, it's just been, I just can't stop. I like the story too much. There is no way for me to stop. I'm too hooked. Isayama got me. Okay? So, but with that out of the way, we're here for episode 5. There's one more thing I've got to address before I get into this reaction. So for anyone that wants to skip over this because you may not like what's said, or you may just not want to have to deal with this type of nonsense, I will leave from this part. I will leave a card in post where it just tells you what timestamp to go to for the reaction. Okay, but since I am a manga reader, most of the time I do try to avoid like the raw leaks and stuff like that. But of course, with this week, anyone who's a manga reader would know this already. When they came into this video, before they even came into it, there's already been controversy surrounding this episode. People aren't happy with the OST that Mappa chose to use for a certain moment in the episode. There's people complaining there's too many still frames. All sorts of complaints from probably people who couldn't do even half of what the worst anime studio out there could put out. Okay? So here's what I'm going to say. I am 100% okay with constructive criticism. Not just for my reactions, but for, animation studios like Mappa and stuff like that. Constructive criticism is constructive and does not come from a place of hatred and just, oh, this is garbage and blah, 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 all this other nut. I don't play those games, okay? The only reason I'm addressing it right here and now is because based upon what I've seen before the official sub of this episode even dropped, it's going to be a big hot topic where there's going to be a lot of hate and other shit thrown around. And I'm just here to tell you, I don't care if it's hate at the people I'm talking about or if it's hate at Mappa, okay? I'm not here for it. I'm not about it. If you put that shit in my comment section, I will delete it. Because we are here, okay? We are here, motherfuckers. Now. But that was kind of an instant thing, where he just straight up abandoned. Well, see, like that's beautiful direction right there. Falco, you done fucked up, bud. Yeah, let's catch up. Yeah. Come on, read the room, Falco. Declaration of war. You seen the episode before you came here? At least I hope so.
そろそろお時間です。
Almost time for the speech.
これ
Oh,
は
hey, it's that lady.
東人家の皆様。わざわざ激励に。
Azumabito.
お邪魔だったかしら。
I know I fucked that up.
少し交わすもの。
So, the Zuru clan.
検討。
ライナ
Yeah.
ここはいい席だろう。
Best seats in the house, bro.
普通の住居だ。ス
Yeah.
テージの裏の住民が幕が上がるのを楽しみにして待っている。
God, I love this. Yeah.
ここのすぐ上でな。ああ、擦り傷だ。
Yeah. Just a scratch.
ライナ
Oh god. So here's the funny thing is I'm watching it, I'm experiencing it, but I'm imagining anime only's reactions right now. And it's just it's great. The tension, OST's building into that tension right
さ
now.
て、行きましょ
Let
う
it。subside. Or hateful and shit. I'm gonna
レオンハートさん。
Ooh!
ブラウンさん、あんたの息子
Annie's dad. And Berthold's
い
dad's
つもおっ
dead.
しゃっていました。
Then that's a
娘さんも立派に。
死んでねえよ。約束したんだ。
got faith in his daughter. That's I mean, that's nice.
しかし、まさか
Hey, most of this was pretty still, with some mouth movements here and there. That's all it's really needed. Just set the scene, give you an idea of everything. No, they're not.
マーレの戦士よ。マガト隊長がお呼びだ。
I like that. That was a great choice right there. You know, like the music setting off the beginning of it, and then we slowly descend. Yes.
どうやって何しにここに来た。
Why, you
お前
ask?
と同じだよ。お前と同じだよ。仕方なかった。
No other choice. Oh, oh god, I love how they're doing this. This back and forth. Listen to that rise of the OST.
巨人によって途方もない数の民族や文
It is definitely a
そ
theatrical
の歴史が
production.
奪われてきた。同族同士で殺し合いを始めました。
Oh yeah, that's kind of
巨人大戦
human history.
マーレ
One more deal.
彼こそが英雄
Heroes.
彼
Trick.
そして
I
彼は
don't think there's much
タイバー家
tricking
と手
going
を組
on.
み勝つことはこうしたのです。
Don't say.
しかしパラディ島に退いた王は
Mm-hmm.
未だに
Why is that? Why would you let that just go? Tens of millions of titans.
今現在
Come
我
shoot.
々の世界がまだ踏み潰されずに存在しているの
Oh,
は
you don't say.
偶然である。我が祖国マーレはその脅威を排除すべく
Mhm.
4体の巨人
And
を
they
島に
failed
送り込みましたが返
Miserably.
り討ちに終わり暗黒の人類史たるエルディア帝国は未だ健在なのです。
His plot.
ライナーあれが壁を破壊して
Oh god. Yes! Love
お前
that
たち
cut.
は世界を救おうとした。
Like again, I will say
映
this
画を
over and
そのま
over.
ま正門に行け。
The directing so far for these episodes has just been so fucking good.
あなたをどこかで見たことがある気がする。
ピークさん。
パンツァー隊。
Panzer unit. What is a Panzer unit?
そんな
I mean, again, I know.
今日は
Oh, they're her unit.
今
There you go, Nash.
絆に
どんな些細なことでも全
Oh
て
god, they've not noticed anything. Got all sorts of warriors missing, but no one noticed it.
マガト隊長はどこに。
Ooh, trap door. It's a trap.
なんでブラウン
You
副長
are
が
way slow on the uptick, Falco.
クルーガーさんは古い友人じゃ
Yeah,
ない
he's
の
an
か。
old friend, alright.
古いって何年前の
He said it's been 4.
4年。いや
Yeah, there is a way.
ここからは我々タイバー家が戦鎚の巨人と共に受け継いできた記
That's
憶
how that works.
その本当の真実を今
Oh.
回初めて公表。ヘイロスでもタイバー家でもありませんでした。世界を救ったのはフリッツ王な
Yeah,
ので
well,
す。
let's just flip your whole worldview on its
エル
head.
ディア帝国の残彼は
Like,
始祖の
that's
巨人
something
を
you
継承
got
すると同
flee
時
to
にタイ
achieve
バー家
that,
と
but
画
yeah.
策し一人のそしてできる限りのエルディア国民を島に移し
Indeed,
壁
he
の
did.
門を閉ざしました。フリッツ王は 自らの思想を引き継がせるため不戦のちぎりを生み出しまし
So
た。
we're announcing war.
これによりカール・フリッツの思想は代々受け継がれ、
Mm-hmm.
今日まで島から巨人が攻めてくることはなかった。
Island and nothing but cucks.
我々が今
Oh,
で
they
き
kinda didn't realize it,
可能だと思っていた
Technicality, it wouldn't really
平
fit.
和を願う心なの。それほどまでにエルディア人の犯した罪は重く、決して償うことはできない。いずれ
I
報
just,
復を受け
the
るま
sins
で
of
の
the
間、
father argument
壁
will
の中の
never
世界
be
に
a
争
logical
いのな
one.
い束の間の楽園を享受したい。
I definitely am not with King
どうか
Fritz
それだけは
and
許してほ
like
しい。
his vow to renounce war and all that. For their own power
そう。
and
我々
resources.
タイバー家はルフリッツ
Yep,
と手を組み
sure fucking
我
did.
にエルディアを撃った。この世界が置かれている危険な状況を理解してい
Oh
ま
yeah?
す。
呼びに向かった兵士ともども姿を消しました。
Ooh.
予備隊を動員し捜索しろ。了解。
始まったか。
Starting to get suspicious.
だよこれは。
Broke some shit.
戦士を拘束するしでもあの兵士
You don't say.
どこかで
これが俺のけじめだ。
Oh. War drones.
三重の壁を築きました。
Mario.
この
Rules.
壁は
Sheena.
およそ幾千万もの蝶を追ってきました。
Yes.
しかし近年、パラディ島内で
Yes,
反
it
乱が
did.
起きました。
An uprising that was
フリッ
due.
ツ王の平和思想は到達しています。
A rebel against peace. Yeah, because you guys are so peaceful.
その名はエレン・イエーガー。
If you guys can't tell, I have been waiting. You're starting to see more and more where I'm going to side here.
ファルコン、
Indeed, he did.
お前には助けられた。
And he did whatever he needed to do to get it done.
あの手紙。
Reiner's like, fuck.
家族宛ての手紙じゃなかった。
Yep, they sure did.
仲間には届いた。
I feel a little sorry for you, Falco, because yours kind of like caught the middle, right? But this is war. And I would like to remind people that Paradise and Aaron did not start this war.
王家の決めています。
I'm bringing back some old
一度地ならし
OSTs.
が発動されてしまえば、我々にできることはもうありません。震え、
The footsteps
逃げ
of
惑うの
doom.
み。あらゆる地表
That's a
と
pretty
化する
cool
のです。
shot.
その通りだ。ビリー・タイバーの言う通り。だが俺にも、
Yeah,
お前たちが悪
it's
者
all
に見えた
about perspective, buddy.
あの日。なぜだ、ライ
The
ナー。
hype's getting me, guys.
なんで母さん
I'm
は
sure you can tell. Now I'm still staying still.
それは
Mm-hmm.
俺たちが返した。
Yeah, you did.
なぜ壁を破
Why did you
壊した
do it? Steal the founding.
その任務とは。
Yep, retake the founding titan, save the world. Who? Oh, look. Yes! Yes! That's fucking beautiful.
お前らができる。
忘
Yeah.
れてくれ。
Eh, let's forget that.
確かに俺は敵と同じ屋根の下、
Yeah.
敵と同じ飯を
It's different when you get to know.
ライナー。お前と
Yes.
同じだ
Oof. Tears. That's.
お前
Yeah.
ずっと苦し
It
かった
has been. Man about killed himself.
違う。
And that's why you're doing this confession. You want to be judged. Feel so horrible. You want someone to
俺は
judge
英雄
you
になりたかった。
and rain down punishment.
尊敬されたかった。
根絶を願いました。
That was to Willie, not to Rhino.
だから
Relatable. Self-preservation.
私が
Strongest
生まれてきて
primal
しまった
instinct
から
in
です
all of us. Because he was born into this world. The clapping and the cheering and yay!
俺は
War! Let's kill our enemies! Yay! Kill the devils! Yes.
私、ビリー・タイバーは
Yes.
我政府特使として今ここに
Come on. Come on! Yes! Until my enemies are destroyed, motherfucker! Oh! Slow motion with it! Oh! Yes! Fuck yes! Do it! Do it! Kill him! Death to the shitheads! Yes! Declaration of war this, motherfucker! Do it now! Come on! Fuck yeah! Alright. Need to check for an end credit. And that was my reaction to Season 4, Episode 5 of Attack on Titan. And especially now, after having watched it, I'm even more turned by the level of toxic hatred towards this adaptation of chapters 99 and 100. I will preface, or, well, it's not prefacing, I will state that there is a scene from, or there's technically a group of scenes, a bunch of panels missing from chapter 99. I won't give any context for what those chapters are, because I can almost guarantee that they will be revisited. However, we're going to stick to how, this episode was put together so great. It's kind of hard for me to piece it all together for you guys cohesively. But in general, every cut that was made in terms of where they jumped to next was masterful direction. The OST choices this episode and choices of when to cut OSTs and just have silence and let the animation and voice acting and all these other things carry the tension. All of that was on point this episode. Was it exactly what I had kind of anticipated? No. Especially because, again, I'm a manga reader. Most of us know the name Soul Madness. Of course I have watched his video of, kind of imagining of what this moment could have been like. And I know it's very easy for something like that to get imprinted in your head as, oh yes, this is how it should be. And don't get me wrong, had it been like that, I would have loved it just as much, maybe even more, right? But I can't be upset at what they did here. I can't. I absolutely love what they did here. And yeah, like me, you saw me get super hyped there, right when Eren transforms, right? But as Attack on Titan has shown you, there isn't really right or wrong, good or bad in this. And so me being, me being hyped, someone else sees the scene, they're mortified, right? What Eren's just done. And, what he's quote-unquote started. Again, I would argue that he hasn't started anything. This war was already going on. And even if they weren't officially calling it a war in the past 4 years, they were still sending ships to the island. I mean, they were still taking warlike actions. And Eren and Parody certainly did not start this conflict. But I don't want to get too deep into that, because it would require a whole philosophical conversation and conversations about things that have yet to be shown in the anime to give proper context for everything, for like the history, current events, mind states and actions and things of characters and present time and all that stuff. So I won't dive too much into that, but I will say, based upon the stuff you have now, it is very easy to see that, like, if you're only worrying about, like, this is how I view it, right? I can give you this baseline. Here's the reason I can so easily dismiss the sins of the father argument. For one, it's not a logical one. The only actions one can be held accountable for are literally their own. And that is it. So anything beyond that, what I do isn't a reflection of Joe Smith down the goddamn street. And Joe Smith cannot and should not be held accountable for the things that I do. Even if I go out and say, hey, I'm doing this for Joe Smith. Irrelevant. He is not me. And those are my actions and my choices. I'm the one that's responsible. Period, end of story. So when you go from that baseline, with how I'm thinking, it goes to, our story started on Parodies, with these characters in this time. And the only thing I'm looking at and taking into account are the actions of the people living in the current time and the things that they do. And so, because of that, at least for me, I tend to side with Paradise, or Parody, because that's where we started. Okay, so like me, I've already grown attached to them for 3 seasons, or 90 chapters in a goddamn manga, right? Of course, that's different for everyone. I mean, many of your anime onlys are. This is your first time to dive into it, but you're going to see in these reactions how this is. It's kind of like with the Irwin Armin choice last season. People are really conflicted on that, right? There's a pretty big divide there. Guess what? We are in that situation again. There's going to be people that support Marley. There's going to be people that support Parody. There's going to be people that support none of them. And actually, on that note, I want to take into consideration and give mad respect, regardless if you're anime only or if you're a manga reader who's current or not current, whatever. Anyone that can honestly, like who is truly invested in the story, like really, really loves the story, but at the same time is able to keep themselves completely detached from like specific characters and biases towards them and stuff like that. Seriously, kudos to you, man. Because like me, for a lot of the stuff I'm talking, I should be able to do that, right? Because I can look at things very logically and stuff like that. But I'm attached to Aaron and the Paradise Gang, and so for me, considering it's no matter what, war was going to come, right? Whether Aaron did this attack or not, this was literally set up for war to be declared on Paradise Island, or Paradise Island. So no matter what, war was going to happen, and thus innocent people were going to die. And that's also another thing. When you're in war, especially in the time period they're in, there isn't really much of an ability to try to be discriminatory with your targets to try to avoid innocent casualties. You're going to have to take actions that are going to result in things that you would otherwise never ever in your life think about doing. Okay? That is the cold, harsh truth. Like, a lot of people really like to try to be altruistic about this type of stuff, but it's kind of like that conversation Aaron was having with Reiner. What he was getting at with his, why did you come there? What was your mission? And what he was trying to get was just to expose the fact that everyone, from their own perspective, feels they are, they're on the right, and those that oppose them are the enemy and should be crushed. In particular, for a lot of these people, they've been brainwashed even further into that type of ideology. And yes, it can be very difficult to break, even if I am kind of harsh on the adults who didn't break it. But the simple fact of the matter is, innocent people are going to die. And if you're truly going to, it also kind of goes back to his conversation with Falco, right? Like, if you're going to claim to commit to, quote-unquote, destroying your enemies, you have to be willing to commit to doing some very terrible things. Because if you can't, you're going to fail. In a heartbeat. Without hesitation. War is ugly. War sucks. That's reality. And that's probably what sucks most about the story. Not sucks as in like it's actually garbage, but sucks as like, it's shitty that all sides are in the predicament that they're in. But like I kind of said during the reaction, a lot of Attack on Titan is just kind of exposing who we are as a species, right? And that includes the ugly stuff. Because, I mean, we are a duality, people. None of us are inherently good, none of us are inherently bad. Both of those dynamics exist within every single human. To every degree. That's just how it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm just excited, guys. I'm really excited for the next episode. I won't give the title away. I didn't watch the preview. But I would really like to know what you guys thought of this episode. That you guys saw the reaction. Even if you disagree, just remember, keep things respectful. No outright hatred in the comments section, or you will be out. But if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.